Hey, so today I want to talk about something kind of just random. Now, what exactly I want to talk about is about, I guess, kind of like hyperactivity in a way. I guess just shortened to hyper. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now. But what I mean is, when you think about hyperactivity, you think about kids, right? Because kids don't ever sit still and they never shut the fuck up, which is one of the reasons why I despise kids. But you also get like hyperactivity from you get hyperactivity from people. Sorry, you get you get hyperactivity from like people who are, I don't know the word, probably because I'm stupid and I don't know science. What is it? ADHD, ADD? I don't know. There's like some sort of like mental thing that like makes people a lot more hyper than the average person. And when I was younger, um, I wasn't really hyper. If anything, like I was actually kind of boring. I was boring as a kid. I wasn't like super hyper, like run around. But then again, I think I probably have reasons for that, and that one's probably just more of, you know, home troubles. Kids are going to be less likely to be hyperactive if when they go home they get punched in the face and slammed off walls. You know, Abuse can kind of stop a kid from being hyper, which I would not recommend because that's not what you do with children because no shit. You just don't hit your child. It's that simple. But the majority of children are hyperactive. They're all hyper. They just never shut up and they never sit still. And a lot of the time when you get older, hyperactivity kind of dies a bit. But people still have hyperactivity. Like there's still like, some hyper ass people. I'm definitely someone with a lot of energy sometimes. I'm literally a shut in with energy, meaning I just sit here and pace around my room and move around, do shit. And I have such like I have like not a lot of space to work with a lot of the energy I have. Like I'm somewhat of a hyper person, but when I make these videos, I don't really come off as hyper, and the sole reason is because I'm just kind of explaining shit. Like I'm not jumping off the walls, hitting some weird ass jokes, jumping left and right, bouncing, 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 just going ape shit. Like I'm just kind of talking monotonely in the most boring way possible. But like when you watch stuff like YouTube, you see a lot of like hyper like content creators, right? Like especially like back then a lot of like big like gaming YouTubers, like they were bouncing off the wall in every video. And even now there's like YouTubers who like still bounce off the wall and they have like editing to match them, so it's like hyper editing and hyper acting. So like a YouTuber will like bounce off the wall and be like, "Yo guys, it's me, Scringly Bingly, and I'm gonna fuck your mother," and then an explosion happens and then it twirls and a rainbow shoots across and then another explosion and then they're like, "And today we are playing Minecraft," and then another explosion and then a rainbow goes by and then someone draws a cock in the middle of the fucking screen and then it explodes, you know. I feel like most people, if they've been on the YouTube for a long enough time, they've probably seen people like that. Hell, I still watch some people like that. Like there's still people who have like hyper editing and a hyper style and they jump off the walls and they can't shut up. And I don't really have a problem with that, right? Because I can definitely say that like I know like people on the internet, they don't like hyperactive adults. When an adult acts like all hyper and shit, people on the internet usually make fun of them and they're like, "Dude, calm down, you're like 30 years old, you shouldn't be acting like this," which I think is a shitty thing to say. Like I don't think someone's age should like tell someone that they can't do or enjoy shit anymore, even if you find them annoying. But kids are by far the most annoying creatures on earth. I would rather I would rather watch a YouTube video of a guy being overly hyperactive with an explosion happening in his video every 10 seconds than listen to a kid scream for 1 second. I despise children, and the reason because they're so loud and they're hyper, but on top of that, they scream. They scream so shrilly that it blows your fucking ears out. Meanwhile, like hyperactive YouTubers, the worst thing they do is they just say something a bit too loud and they're kind of weird, but that's about it. I'd rather take a weird, loud adult over even the calmest child because children just suck, dude. I've already ranted about my hatred of children. But hyperactivity, big thing, bounce off the walls. It's not really something you can like go on for hours talking about, but like there's so many like people on the internet with like big hyperactivity problems, and then there's those commentary YouTubers who will like put a video out and they'll be like, this YouTuber is cringe, and then they'll like show a clip of the guy going like, what's it doing, brothers, we are fucking some ass today, and then they fucking like vibrate for an hour, and then the commentary YouTuber will like monotonely just be like, dude, aren't you like 30, don't you have a job to get to, man, why can't you just be more entertaining, you don't have to be loud. And it's like I always kind of felt like that's kind of shitty, just to, like make fun of someone just because, or well, making fun of someone's fine. Like whatever you want to make fun of someone, fine. But just calling someone a complete piece of shit and like dehumanizing them just solely because like you just don't find them funny or interesting. It's not like I'm talking about a fucking TikTok creator. I'm talking about like a hyperactive YouTuber. Like there's a difference between like a TikToker that's like faking mental illnesses and faking personalities and scamming people and being pieces of shit compared to a YouTuber who's just playing like Five Nights at Freddy's and pretending like they got super scared, and then they do a backflip and then an explosion is edited in. I'd rather deal with a hyperactive YouTuber than like the calmest TikToker, let's be honest. Like I know that's like a very like boomer thing to say, where someone would just be like, oh man, you're an old person that doesn't want to get with the times, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to get with the times. I hate TikTok. Like I've seen funny things on TikTok, but I'm gonna be honest, I hate it. I hate it. And I tried having it for a bit. I tried having a TikTok for a bit where I was like, you know what, I'll see what this is. And I hated it. I hated every second of it. But yeah, that's my boomer take of I'd rather deal with a hyperactive, annoying YouTuber than even like the least annoying TikToker. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but just in reality, they're the let's say the calmest top TikToker. Okay, because once you say top TikToker, that's when you think of people doing like cover songs and dances and making really weird comedy that's subjective. It's funny to someone, never been funny to me. But like I don't know, if you don't like something, you don't like something. If you don't like someone being hyperactive, you don't have to. And I don't like people who are hyper, even though I myself have too much energy and don't sit still a lot of the time. But when I make videos, I don't really act hyper. Though I'm sure like if I were to make like different videos, like if I actually like streamed or if I made like gameplay videos, I'd probably be a lot more energetic. But in these types of videos, it's not, I don't really know any way I could be energetic other than when I'm making like a really weird joke about energetic people in general. So yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. I've kind of lost the plot entirely, so I never know what I'm talking about. I also have fucking short-term memory loss because I'm a fucking moron. So yeah, whatever.